At 300 miles, 25 cars are out of the race. Blown engines, oil leaks, steering trouble, burned clutch, broken axle, and wrecks. Number 25 snags the guardrail on the backstretch and literally explodes. Caught by flying metal, Pappy Crane and Chevrolet number 58 spins out.
Look out! Johnny Rutherford tangles with Ned Jarrett and spins on his top for hundreds of feet. Is Johnny all right? He climbs out safe and spry, thanks to seat belts, shoulder harness, helmet, and roll bars, required by NASCAR regulation.
And A.J. Foyt now slingshots his way back into the lead. Foyt is lead. Baker is moving up. The challenge for second place up on turn 2. We've got a wreck. Look at that. Wow.
What a crash, Keith. I don't think I've ever seen one this bad. Looks like a Ford.
Car number 60.
Here he comes down off the banking, Keith, and the smoke is from his tires locked up. He's on the brakes. He obviously had some sort of trouble that sent him into a slide. And he hits the apron. The car starts a slow, lazy side-over-side roll. It looks like it's not too bad at this point, but then as it proceeds down the track, it starts to snap roll and tumble over and over and over again. Wheels and other parts fly off the car. And this is one of the reasons why the side glass window has been taken out and the mesh replaced, because the glass does not get on the track. There, a big piece of the car is over. Notice that the roll cage is doing its job. The top has not come down on the driver. The body, the shell is intact, and Troyer is in there, his safety straps holding him where he belongs. The roll cage in this beautifully constructed car has done its job well.
Buddy Baker was in the same boat and the same row as Petty. The Petty Enterprises teammates took off together, but Buddy Baker's day would end early.
And we've got trouble on turn number 4. Car number 30 is upside down. That's Walter Ballard's car. Buddy Baker also involved.
Ballard's car coming to rest right side up. We hope he's okay. Walter Ballard from Texas, the rookie last year, and he looks as though he's climbing out. Buddy Baker was involved in that one too, Pete.
Only 2 cars, everybody else still going. 2 cars involved. Ballard running there, going across pit road. There is no fire, but Walter wanted to get away from it in case there was.
Trouble, bad trouble.
Okay, a terrible crash. Richard Petty's car has turned over 7 or 8 times coming off turn 4 and was just struck by another car. It's one of the most violent accidents we've ever seen at the Daytona International Speedway here as leader Darrell Waltrip squeezes through. Petty's car nosed into the wall and then went sideways and barreled end over end and then side over side time after time. A terrible accident involving the man who has won this race 7 times over the years.
Moments ago at lap 106 of the Daytona 500.
And Ken, Phil Barkdahl did say that he hit Petty, whether Petty had slowed a little bit, where the car got out of shape a little bit, but once he did hit him again and it sent the car up in the air, then it got on its nose as it got against the fencing and continued to barrel roll down the track.
Here's another angle. You see those snap rolls?
I counted 7 rollovers there before the car came to rest. This crash will undoubtedly end the career of Richard Petty, I would think. I would think the pressures from his family and so forth, and his medical condition. He's had half his stomach removed with ulcer problems. He's had bones broken.
An incident in the back straightaway involving Davey Allison. You see him coming down onto pit road. He has just rolled that car wheel to wheel. Complete one-time over sidewinder after he hit the dirt bank in the back straightaway, protecting the cars from going into Lake Lowell. Turn 2, back straightaway.
Well, he's in the middle of that pack of front-running cars, and all of a sudden he comes out of it, apparently getting bumped. You can see the hood fly off the cars. He spins around on the grass on the backstretch and then into a bank, and it flips the car over all the way over on his 4 wheels. He has the presence of mind pretty quickly to fire the car up and get it to going again.
And drove it back into the pits.
Well, here we see it from a different angle as we see it spinning through the grass, approaching the bank of dirt. And when it hits that bank of dirt, it just rolls the car right over very nicely one time and back on its wheels.
A while ago, we saw Jarrett and Earnhardt were capable of pull away a little bit. They're trying to bring it in.
Rusty Wallace is turning over.
Rusty Wallace 20 feet in the air, spinning, crashing.
Well, I'll tell you, when they're running that close together and jockeying around position, you just know that things like this are going to happen.
There's Jarrett. He gets in the line. The 66 car right behind Waltrip. Looked like they tapped. They touched right there, the 66. And then Rusty, he gets clipped right there, turns sideways, and we know what happened after that. The air gets out of the car. Yeah, it looked like the 66 and the 30. Got to look at Rusty's car, how high in the air. Real violent flips right here. Boy.
Wow, similar to Darrell Waltrip here in the 400 miler in July a couple of years ago. There it is again.
Another angle. Looks like Derek Cope was involved.
Yeah, he clipped the 30 car of Michael Waltrip. They got together.
And as you watch that, it reminds me a bit of the late Connie Saylor, who passed away just a week ago. Remember when he sailed down the backstretch, Ned? What a great racer he was, and died of cancer this past week. But he had an incident similar, except he went the whole backstretch upside down. Connie greatly missed here.
Let's see, there's the 30 car. It's hard to tell. They were so close together. Anyway, the 30 and the 66 go over, tag Rusty. Watch the car. The minute the air gets under, inverted wing up in the air.
You know, I think from the blimp we may get it. I think that is where you're going to see it. Look at this Wallace car, just disintegrating. As it settled, he said, "I'm okay."
And the roll cage held up in that car.
Yeah, he got tagged. You can see it from the blimp. Yeah. The 66 coming across on the 30. It catches the number 2. Frightening crash.
Yeah, and they said the minute the car stopped, Rusty hollered, "I'm okay." So.
Well, one thing he'll do, Dale Earnhardt watches the gauges very closely. So if it is a problem,
oh, there's trouble. Oh, out of control all the way up and over is the number 29.
Robert Presley.
Around goes Presley, and he picks it up. Gets turned right in here.
Several cars to Terry Labonte and he were right close together, and then he came and look how high it goes in the air, makes a spin, sits back down on all four, but rest assured it did a lot of damage to the undercarriage of that race car. Took Scooby-Doo for a ride, didn't he?
I'm telling you.
Another view.
You can see him in trouble here. You see the back come up in the air. It hits right on the nose there, but look when it comes down. Watch the back of the car. That is a severe lick. I guarantee it bent everything under the undercarriage there.
Good thing he landed on the pavement, not on the grass. And he still hit the right Saint.
Here goes the pass. Gordon making a move on the inside of Earnhardt. Oh, Jarrett's loose.
Down the back straightaway. Big trouble. Earnhardt out. Up and over number 3. And for the 19th time, Lady Luck deals a bad hand.
Well, you can see him coming off. That's Jeff Gordon right under Earnhardt. Earnhardt gets into the outside wall, moves over in traffic there. Everybody checked up. There's contact from the car just behind him.
Dale Jarrett
got into him just a little bit. You can see Ernie Irvin there slamming into the outside wall.
And going under him. The end of another 500 for Dale Earnhardt. From inside Jarrett's car, watch these pictures.
Well, he was going to follow. He saw Gordon make the move coming off of turn 2, and those cars get close together up there, and Earnhardt gets into the wall.
You could see Earnhardt's car get sideways just before he got to the wall there. He could not control it. It got over into the wall, and it was a chain reaction from there on. Watch him come through here. Watch it turn sideways just a little bit. Bam, right into the wall there. Now everybody didn't have time to check up.
I think Ernie got into the back, and Terry got into the back of Ernie Irvin. He got the 28 car into the back of the 88. The 5 in there was a chain reaction, as you said, just backed him up. And the result, dire straits for Dale Earnhardt. The hood from the number 28 up over the fence and possibly into the Tiny Lund grandstand, we understand.
Trouble, turn 3. Car spinning up into the wall mid-pack.
It's Dale Jarrett, one of them.
Mark Martin is in it. Elliott Sadler, the rookie, and car spin.
See Terry Labonte.
Steve Park is in there, 99.
Jeff Burton, yeah.
Joe Nemechek, 42. Sterling Marlin, number 40.
Well, there's Dale Jarrett right there. As they head off in the corner, he goes down on the flat part of the racetrack.
He might have had a little bit of a bump from the 28 car, his teammate, as they went in there.
At 190 miles an hour, it's almost impossible for the brakes to slow the car to miss the incident. You steer for the hole and hope it's still there when you get there.
Boy, that track closed up in a hurry. When one car spun, they're as close as they were running together. They had to get a lot of other cars involved.
Add Ricky Rudd. Right there at the start of that replay, was there contact between Jarrett and the 28?
Yeah, it looked like there was just light contact, just enough to turn him down on flat and shoot him right back up in front of oncoming traffic.
Another angle. The cars you're watching, oh, Jarrett's already gone at that point.
And just shoots back up across the racetrack right into Terry Labonte. And then other cars, there's Mark Martin in 6th car. There comes Ward Burton in number 22.
Jeffrey Bodine, he was the next to him there.
Robert Presley.
Someone's upside down there.
That was Bodine, I believe, that went on his route. Let's show you Dale Jarrett's view. Well, that showed you which car was upside down.
Brother.
Welcome back to Daytona.
It's the big one, gang. It's the big one. It's what we've all been fearing. This kind of racing is going to happen.
A horrible crash on the back straightaway that began when Tony Stewart got turned sideways against the backstretch wall, number 20. Jason Leffler, all torn up. The defending Cup champion, Labonte. Stewart, there's fire underneath the hood of Bobby Labonte's car. He's out. He's okay. This is the view. You see Tony Stewart moving inside his car. Steve Park's car demolished. And Stewart's car flew and then had a car land on it.
In front of his car, the roll cage is down on him. I tell you, and that doesn't look good. They're running in with the safety crew. There's Robbie Gordon, and I'm not so sure that car there didn't have something to do with the start of it. It looked like a yellow car got against the outside wall to me. It's happened up here. I think that this car right here, man, and look at, is that Stewart's car?
That's Stewart's car. Rode right across the top of Robbie Gordon's car, the 4 car.
I think everybody back up and look at it again. I think that the 4 and the 20 may have been that started that.
Stewart was the first car sideways. Here's the why.
Here's the 4 got into the back of Ward Burton, I believe.
And then Burton's 22 got into Stewart. And everybody scrambles.
That car is taking a whale of a ride, that 20 car is. It's getting hit. It's upside down. It's hit on its roof. It's on fire.
And here's another angle.
Coming off of turn 2 where we've said that it's the wind. Somebody got into the back of that car right there.
That's Ward Burton right there.
You saw a puff of tire smoke, and then everything let loose.
I think that's what started. Somebody got back of Ward Burton off turn 2.
I'm pretty sure the 4 car got into the back of Ward Burton, turned him into the 20 car, and God help all of them because there's no place to go. And you can't see. Now here we come off of turn 2 again. Right there. See, Ward Burton got pushed around by that car, and that's the 4 car.
And he got in the back of Tony Stewart. Of course, Tony Stewart won airborne here.
And it was Ward Burton's car being sideways that blocked up the track for everybody behind him.
Boy, and it gets hit by every car in the field, seems like, and Tony Stewart's car just took a whale of a ride. That must be at least 30 cars in that wreck.
From Tony Stewart's onboard camera.
Three wide inside, 3 wide, 3 wide.
That is something a driver never wants to hear.
54 tires, I made it through. I flapped out the tires, I made it through. 10-4, bud, we'll put 4 on it.
57 laps complete this time by, and look at this pack. Trouble off
Trouble,
turn
big
4.
trouble.
Newman slams the wall. Down comes Schrader, and Newman is in the air and over. Ryan Newman, last year's Rookie of the Year. The rear end ripped from the car as he slides down the asphalt, and when that car hit the grass of the tri-oval, Ryan Newman went upside down.
Let's watch her here and see what happens. Oh, Kenny Schrader got out of control, got into him. Oh, that's what happened, Mike. His right rear tire came off. Car goes airborne, then when it hits the ground, it digs in and just rips it apart. Let me tell you, the way these cars are inside, he's like he's in a capsule in there. And so these cars, they've done such an incredibly good job with the safety and protecting the driver in these cars. Look at that thing lift up, Larry.
Just takes off like an airplane.
That's 3,400 pounds, folks, just lifting up in the air like a feather.
And the right rear wheel digs into the dirt and tears the whole rear end loose from the car.
Yeah, if the tire hadn't come off of the wheel, it probably wouldn't have turned over like that. But once the tire came off, and it dug in and flipped it.
Now, when Schrader's car was heading down pit road, he was basically a passenger because the front end of his car had been heavily damaged.
And I think that's what happened at the end of pit road. He just couldn't control his car.
Yeah, here they come. Here comes Schrader. You can see the whole right side. Well, back there, his right side's all torn. Of course, he got into the wall.
The best news, driver number 12, Ryan Newman, climbed out of that car unhurt.
What a sight to see after windshield.
For him here, he's
trouble.
Contact on the backstretch. It's Michael Waltrip and now Brian Vickers. Robbie Gordon, 31. The time. Oh, Waltrip's over. 1, 2, 3 times for Michael Waltrip.
Well, there's the big one right there.
Took a lot. There's a lot of good cars right there. Is that Sterling Marlin in there?
40 cars in it. That's Michael Waltrip's car, upside down.
Here you see, looks like Johnny Sauter slid up in the 30 car into Brian Vickers in the 25. A chain reaction.
Yes, that's Michael talking. Yeah.
And Biffle, the pole sitter, looks like he barely got through there.
So you see the tire come off of Michael's car. Then it got into that grass softened by the rain, and it just dug in, just like we saw Ryan Newman's last year, and sent the car over.
There's Harvick, Kevin LePage, Johnny Benson.
Harvick slides up in front of traffic.
Cars upside down, cars everywhere.
And turn 4 is Calamity Corner once again. The field is frozen. Jeff Gordon came across with Stewart and Johnson side by side, but there are half a dozen cars littered between turn 3 and the start-finish line.
He's all right.
Last year's third-place finisher, Scott Wimmer, the 29 of Kevin Harvick, the 42 of Jamie McMurray.
One of these cars was just standing up on its nose, swimming, spinning around like a water spout.
Greg Biffle. Jeff Burton had lost an engine prior to this. He coasts onto pit road. And here's Harvick's car, the backup car, damaged, looking a lot like Thursday's car.
But guys, we could see this coming and smell this coming for about 3 or 4 laps.
Here's how it unfolded between turns 3 and 4.
Because something happened to Greg Biffle, the 16 car that triggered all this.
I believe, watch it, see if it's Harvick's car. Oh no, it's the 22 car.
Scott Wimmer.
Look at him just spinning around. He got up on his nose and come back down on his wheels. Boy, that old 4 turn, she's mean, boys.
Watch the 22 of Scott Wimmer, the yellow car, take a wild ride here.
What started at Greg Biffle came down in the 10, or the 10 went up to Greg Biffle. They got together anyhow.
The luckiest man there was Rusty Wallace. Got a little tap, but kept on going.
Now watch Wimmer. Over once, twice, 3 on his nose, 4, wham.
Huge.
So initial contact, the 10 and the 16, right there.
Looked like Biffle in the 16 actually came down into Scott Riggs in the 10. And Darrell, when you're flipping like that, it probably seems like eternity, don't it?
Oh, listen, I can't tell you what it does to you. You just pray that when you stop that you can remember what happened.
I think Scott Wimmer will remember this one for a long time.
It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. No caution. They're side by side, right to the line.
Dog crash. Here they come. Checker flag. Kevin Harvick wins the Daytona 500.
We got one car on his roof coming across the start-finish line.
Still wrecking. They're wrecking everywhere. Boyer's on fire. Jeff Gordon's wrecked.
And they are still wrecking.
Montoya, Stremme, Kenseth, Biffle, Marlin, Carl Edwards, Casey Mears all crashed on the final lap.
What happens back here is Kyle Busch gets on the apron ever so slightly, gets into the 17, and it's on from there. Look at the 38 car up on top of somebody. There's a car turning over.
Look at this finish.
And it's a drag race to the line, and we've seen Harvick do that before.
Yes, we have.
Watch the 07. It'll come in here from the right. In the bottom lane. Clint Bowyer. Gets slid sideways. Whammo.
And he'll cross the start-finish line unofficially upside down in the 18th position.
On fire. I mean, that's Joey Chitwood couldn't do that. Goodness. That's terrifying.
Earl Hall in the 14 car spinning down pit road, actually hit the pit wall.
Until now, 1976 and 79 were the wildest Daytona 500 finishes ever. Ryan Newman off turn 4 for the final time. Blaney to the outside, to the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside. Wow. Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down.
In a shower of sparks on his roof, Ryan Newman comes across the line, 4th. And comes to rest. Scoring unofficial between Hamlin and Blaney as far as who crossed the finish line first. Newman got turned, went up in the air. As he came down, was hit by another car and launched skyward, coming down on his roof. The AMR safety team is there quickly to attend to Ryan Newman. Here is a look at the last lap. Denny Hamlin out in front of Newman and Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, Ryan Blaney gets to his rear bumper. Nothing that Denny Hamlin can do other than try to tuck right into the rear bumper of Ryan Blaney, which he does an excellent job of. Newman gets a pretty good run to the turn 4, but now here comes a huge run by Ryan Blaney being pushed by Denny Hamlin. He tries to go to the outside, then the inside. They lock bumpers and turns Ryan Newman around. Upside down he goes. Corey LaJoie coming along, making contact.
Just lifting Newman's car up and over. And it comes to rest on its roof. Here is the second closest finish in Daytona 500 history. Denny Hamlin the winner in both of them. This time it is Ryan Blaney finishing second. Blaney tried the top side, tried to get low. Ryan Newman goes around and the car goes to its roof, and here's the on-rushing Corey LaJoie picking it up and over. Whoa. Oh no! Big crash on the back straightaway takes out William Byron, Kyle Busch, and Harrison Burton. Oh crap.
Somebody was upside down. Who it was.
Lap 63, caution number 3.
I would say it's that 21 car, it looks like, by looking at the roof. He's flanked off that right-hand side.
Come off the corner, the car got light exactly like I was talking about. Man, it went over too. I was right. Dang it. A lot of good cars.
Denny Hamlin with a spin there, not sure how much damage. Kyle Busch, 24 of William Byron. They're both going to get swept up in this.
Oh.
Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell gets into Burton. And that's a long slide on the asphalt into the safer barrier, hard for Byron.
Half in front, tight out the back, tight in front all the way, wrecking here, wrecking.
Oh, man.
Keep rolling if you can, just lock it down, let them come under you.
I don't think Denny's got, never mind. I almost said he didn't have much damage, but he definitely has a lot. I just feel like that's a pretty aggressive, pushing, obviously, on a rookie. Tony, you talked about it. Again, come off of that corner, got light, and that thing was long for the ride, but very aggressive pushing.
That is not at all what you're looking for. That kid is sitting there going, what happened? He's lucky it didn't bite right there.
Yep.
And here's Harrison Burton on the radio.
Yeah, you can't push to the right, Brad. I mean, Dale. I know. Is it going anywhere? Just spin the tires. That's lit. Yeah, it's important. Yeah.